Commissary Kitchen. We're making a dessert today. The ultimate, most popular barbecue dessert, what people think of, banana pudding, okay? Today we're gonna kind of try to flip that on its head. We're just gonna go with the same structure, but a different fruit and flavor profile. We're gonna go orange pudding instead of banana pudding. So banana pudding, you usually have the banana flavored custard, you have your sliced banana, you have your whipped cream, you have your vanilla wafers. So we're gonna go kind of an orange flavored custard. We're gonna go a marmalade with like these fresh sliced oranges, not fresh sliced, but sliced oranges in the marmalade in between. We also have these segmented oranges right here that we're gonna put in there too. And then we're gonna do an orange flavored whipped cream with a little bit of Still Austin whiskey in it. And then we have some orange shortbread cookies. Kind of taking the expectation of this traditional barbecue dessert, flipping it on its head, doing something a little different. Let's get started. So what I'm cutting these really thin for, right? If we're talking about citrus, then it's got a lot of flavor and aromatics on the zest, on the outside, exterior. It's got a lot of juice and sweetness in the inside, but it's got that, you know, super bitter pith in between the two. So usually you have to zest and then juice or segment, but in a marmalade, it takes advantage of that kind of pith, that bitterness, that structure that's not very good to eat in there, and breaks it down in water and sugar, and then that'll be used to thicken the marmalade. So we'll cook these down. Just gotta slice it super thin because you don't want to bite into like a big piece of orange, but if they're cut thin enough, they'll basically disintegrate and just fall apart in the sauce. Sweetened condensed milk, I was just saying that this is basically like already a perfect dessert sauce. Just comes in a can. It's so good. I love this stuff. It's good on literally everything. In your coffee, on any dessert. Just enriches and takes the creaminess up a couple notches. Eagle brand. Ha! Oranges in the pot. Orange juice. Sugar going in with a couple 100 grams. We're gonna go 400 because we want to make sure that it's sweet enough after we put all that kind of orange peel in there. Still Austin. So, I mean, citrus just goes really well with whiskey, so it was kind of natural to put this in a orange flavored citrus dessert. Orange and whiskey, old fashioned. I mean, there's nothing better. The marmalade here, $2.50. We're gonna go in with a little bit of gelatin. Gelatin's gonna thicken it up, but first of all, the way that we have to work with gelatin, we're gonna do it in the pudding portion as well. We have to put it in here to bloom. So cold liquid, gelatin goes in the cold liquid, then this is gonna get heated up, and it's gonna dissolve all the gelatin. And then once it cools, it will set. So right now, just trying to scrape everything off the side there. This smells tremendous. Yeah, it's just straight up orange and whiskey, so it smells really, really good. Surprise. Let's get it on the stove. Okay, I'm also gonna start this over here. This is some cream. We need to get this cream hot, but we need to be also very careful with it because cream can boil over very, very fast. Okay, while this is heating, we're gonna go mix some other stuff. We've got egg yolks and sugar. This is 12 egg yolks, about 215 grams, and an equal amount of sugar. Just wanna whip them together, kind of dissolve this sugar a little bit. We are going to temper the cream into here. Then we're gonna mix that with the sweetened condensed milk, orange juice, and then we've got some extracts. We're gonna put some gelatin in that too. The idea behind this dessert is orange and vanilla, like an orange Julius or something like that. Orange and vanilla. Orange creamsicle, dreamsicle. Just wanna beat this up to dissolve it, really mix up the egg yolks. Get them to get nice and ribbony. Starting to increase in volume. They're getting there. Still want it to like come down in a complete ribbon. You see how it's still dripping like that? Needs to be a little bit more ribbony. Nice and pale, really nice and ribbony. So that's what we want. Orange extract, 10 grams. We're gonna double that in the vanilla, about 20 grams. Because it's already gonna be pretty orangey, I wanna make sure it tastes like vanilla enough. So we're gonna add this too. This is our orange juice and sweetened condensed milk mixture. Add our extracts to that. I'm just gonna jump in with a little bit of whiskey too. A little bit of glug for them. I wanna mix this stuff up because I'm going to bloom my gelatin in this. Gelatin's gonna get cold, right? It's gonna get added to this cold. So it's going to expand and absorb some water, but then it needs to dissolve, so it needs to get hot. So we're gonna mix it with this after it gets hot with orange juice, sweetened condensed milk, all that extract. We're gonna put a little bit of gelatin in here too. These two together are gonna be the custard. These two and the cream are gonna be the custard. Boiling cream, can't let it boil over. It's a huge mess, hot behind. So we've got our nice ribbony egg yolks. We're going to temper some of this in. That means we add it pretty slowly to bring the temperature up slowly so the egg yolks don't curdle. But we want it to be warm because we want them to cook. So I gotta kind of little by little, then more and more. See, this is now warm enough to melt this gelatin. So we go in with this guy. It smells like orange Julius, which is good. That's a good sign. Man, it tastes perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we're already getting to a nice, pretty thick texture here. Just want to make sure all the gelatin is melted, and then once it kind of stops looking kind of grainy like that, all the gelatin will be melted, and we'll be good. Then we'll portion it out. This stuff looks great, cooking down beautifully. Just a little bit of powdered sugar for our whipped cream here. Heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar. We're also gonna echo the flavors we have in our custard with a little bit of vanilla extract and our orange extract and a little bit of zest, orange zest in here. Always with a shot of whiskey. It's not gonna hurt anything. Woo! Just making sure this doesn't overcook at the same time. Looking nice and velvety. Almost all those little kind of streaks in there have went away. I think just if we give it just another like minute or two, it'll be good. Close her down and we'll start slow until everything's incorporated, and then eventually speed it up. This is to make sure that we catch any extra lumps, which I don't think are in there, but always be scraping pots, always be getting that last drop. Whipping up real good, almost to stiff peaks. All the components are almost all together here. That's what we're looking for there, nice stiff peaks. Oh yeah, we got it. These desserts look really good if you can set them in something that's you can see like the layers. So we're gonna do about half of it with the pudding, and then we're gonna do a layer of that marmalade, then do whipped cream on top, and like cookies and zest on top. Okay, so we have all the components basically made. These need to set so they stop jiggling like that. Then the marmalade needs to finish cooking. Almost there, not quite there. But once it finishes cooking and these set, we're gonna spoon that on top of there, then go with the whipped cream on top of that. And we're gonna finish all that stuff tomorrow. So we're here very next day. We've got our puddings set, almost a little too set. They're a little bit firmer than we would like, but flavor's still very good. Same thing with the marmalade, orange marmalade. It's more of an orange jello, but still really tasty. I followed the directions on the gelatin, but I think that is to set something like jello, to superset it. We just want it to stay creamy. So next time, take the gelatin down. That's why this is a 1.0 recipe. We're trying stuff out. But what we've learned is that the flavor profile worked. The dessert itself works. We just need to pull back on the gelatin. So kind of building like we're building a banana pudding. We've got our set puddings here. Gonna go in with some of this orange marmalade. kind of right on top. You can see how tender and cooked down all those sliced oranges were. I'm trying to kind of scoop and scrape so it's like different pieces that you're gonna pull up out of that pudding. Honestly, the flavor came out exactly like I wanted it to. It's got that creamsicle profile. The orange and vanilla work so well together. One of my faves, if only it weren't so tough and tight. That was our orange marmalade. Now on with our orange whipped cream. We're going to scoop all these on and then kind of just give it a little set down, just like that. See, remember I was talking about the layers? I can kind of see everything on there. That's what you want. A lot of different ways to make banana pudding. My favorites are like this, when it's kind of layered up and you can see the different textures in there. Some of my least favorite are when it's all just kind of like slopped and glopped, like either in a boat or in something else, or it's just like, okay, take the pudding and whipped cream and just mix it all together. I kind of like it when it's separate. These are just some segments, orange juice, orange zest. Adds like a nice little color, pop of color to the top. I was describing to Jackson like how to make a dessert, how to make his Grammy's Jello even better. And what I was telling him was that he should reinforce flavors, right? You start with something and then reinforce those flavors. So we have the orange pudding, we have the orange marmalade, we have the orange whipped cream, we have the orange cookies, and we have the orange zest and juice right on top. These are orange shortbread cookies. Super tasty. I thought we could do one better than just a vanilla wafer. Just kind of shove them down in there. Don't need to be too polite about it. Pretty much exactly what I want from a dessert. Creamy, a little bit fruity, something unexpected and playful, crunchy. Got all of our nice, beautiful layers. Got the marmalade, got the cookies. The best thing to do is to just dig all the way down. That looks pretty good right there. Yes. Tastes just like a creamsicle. Orange, vanilla, the cookies, everything's reinforced, everything comes back around. It's so orangey, so creamy. It's perfect. This is very good. Overall, very happy with the flavor. The texture leaves something to be desired, but that's why it's a 1.0. See you next time for the 2.0.